Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... Today, we look at the saddest story of all, one where the child is absolutely hated for doing the absolute worst of things. Nothing. Honestly, that's actually the most profound and beautiful description of a hated child video that I've ever seen. Again, so many hated child videos either try to be serious or, they've gone to becoming spoofs themselves and people acknowledging the ridiculousness of their own, work. More so than any other thing, the hated child trope is actually, the one people seem to realize the most, that they're, they're not making, let's say, the highest of emotional storytelling. But yeah, with a description like that, you'd be forgiven for thinking so. And it happens to be on a video that is indeed a parody. It doesn't say it in the title this time, although if you look here, the disclaimer, which I read out in the previous video, is exactly the same as the one that's in there. So yeah, another thing of making lighthearted fun, pointing out some of the common tropes and such, some good old-fashioned satire. And we do have confirmation that, in fact, Aphmau is indeed using Gacha Life rather than Gachaverse or anything. And I like to say that I used one of these links in order to start to download Gacha Life myself, but I don't think I did, because I'm pretty sure that Jay sent me one. That would have been a nice poetic thing to put in there. Also just realized here, hashtag Gacha Parody, hashtag great writing. Oh my goodness. The fact that, I wonder if it's mixed in with a bunch of actual great writing in this. Although who knows, maybe this will end up being great in its own right. We shall see. I have to get a move on now because I haven't set the previous video to load or to do a premiere or anything because it hadn't processed yet, so it's still doing that right now. I'm hoping that I was able to process it in a timely manner because I was supposed to start that in 8 minutes as well as the other actual stream. However, I want to give everyone, the guests and such, a bit more time, as well as get through this for myself. So yeah, so the plan shall remain, even though I probably could have scrapped this video. So if I started late, well, I will start late, and this is the reason why. So yeah, I guess here we go. Romance is dead, yes indeed, Aphmau. Without further ado, on with the review.
Is dead. Love interests dead. Oh, so you wanted to go on a date with me? Dead.
I do love the idea of somebody trying to go on a date with someone and then them dying being the implication.
You know what is alive though? Comedy. And today I believe I've struck comedy gold, because today we're going to be doing a Gachaverse parody of The Hated Child. Now, before we begin, just a
I like how she doesn't say genres in in quotes this time.
disclaimer that this genre is it's a very concerning genre for me, especially the way that the mother and sister characters are portrayed.
That's actually a fair point. We don't think about it so much anymore because now we're all so used to seeing the hated child tropes that we don't think about the origins of it. I mean, the origin is clearly Cinderella, don't get me wrong. But yeah, you'd have to enter a modern context. It does come across as, again, the typical abuse stories versus, the execution of said stories and them being, just horrendous. So, yeah. Now I think about it, yeah, there's another... I used to think that back in the day with the hated child videos and, it was almost like a disdain for them, and now it's just kind of background noise to me, which is somewhat concerning now that I think about it. I've been overexposed to the idea, and now it doesn't faze me as much as it used to. But yeah, nice to get someone else's perspective from back in the day, time captures and all, 5 years later and all that.
I'm not gonna get into it, but I think the video will explain for itself. It's very interesting, and
most of Aphmau's parodies do explain for themselves, but yet she feels the need to explain them regardless.
And concerning at the same time. Either way, just know that I feel like I've done a great job with this genre in portraying the TLDR version of it, or the parody version of it. Yeah, that...
Oh hey, yeah, the word of day being portrayed, it came up again.
That's it. That's what this is titled. But you know what? Let's just...
it actually isn't titled that anymore. It's just titled The Story of the Hedgehog That Became a Princess. Yeah, there's no reference to gacha at all in this, or to parodies. I don't know why that was changed.
Jump into it and you guys can decide for yourself. I hope you all enjoy. And remember, this is just a...
It's probably just a better like title for, you know, YouTube purposes. A lot of YouTubers will change the titles and thumbnails and update them later. You know, I've done that myself on a couple of occasions. I get that. I'm just wondering, yeah, that was probably, I don't know if that was a vidIQ recommendation or Aphmau even uses vidIQ. No idea.
Lighthearted parody of the genre, and I hope you guys enjoy what you're about to see. Bye! I forgot to snap my fingers.
Yep, bald babies on the ground. That's how a lot of them started. I can confirm this. I once did a presentation about gacha at university, as part of like an assessment actually, and used two examples of a hated child video and like bits by bits between them, and yeah, they both started with the bald babies. I think one was like an ice princess versus like regular princess, but close enough.
Oh look, the babies are waking up.
Oh, let me see.
I will say Kawaii-chan's face here is very fitting for this, to a cartoonish degree. Zane is a little bit too happy, but I guess he's just got babies, you know, he's allowed to be happy now. And I guess, I'm pretty sure that the one on the ground, you can't tell right now because there's no hair, what the angry one to the right is meant to be Michi. And in fact, she starts off already being angry at herself, being like, okay, I must surpass my limits! This is how Sanes learn to walk, probably.
Welcome to the world, our baby daughters. You were just born there on the floor. We are Mom and Dad.
I will say, you know, sometimes, you know, babies are born at home. In fact, I actually referenced my dad last year. I'm pretty sure he was born at home rather than in a hospital. I think so. I think that was right. But yeah, like that. Like sometimes you can't get to hospital in time. You know, if I mean, sometimes labor can last like, you know, 50 hours or whatever it was, or sometimes some like ridiculous number basically. But sometimes you're like, nah, I don't want to move. I'm comfortable here. Bring the bring the midwife. I don't know.
Oh look, our baby Michi is so cute.
There we go. It was Michi. Wow, my throat's going. I need to get myself some honey lemon before I start the stream.
Aw, our daughter Aphmau was cute too.
Yeah, whatever. She's a total mama.
Oh, don't.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, creative censoring there with a dog, presumably a female dog, barking makes
Don't worry, baby Aphmau. Your mother is probably tired from you being born on the floor like that. She doesn't mean it. She has emotions.
Yeah, whatever.
You'd know all about emotions, wouldn't you, Zane?
Mama! Oh, look at Michi. She's already walking. Oh, she's the best. What a smart...
And yes, the growth of the babies is that fast in the hated child videos. I can confirm this. You know, it really is just aesthetic prints that seem to be like comfortable with writing like babies as characters and keeping them as babies. This is honestly like the same issue that like some sitcoms run into, where, you know, like, you know, the typical idea of like, oh, then choose like a new baby or a new mascot, but use a new baby into the mix to you know, stir up the dynamics and whatnot. And yeah, unless they're like forced to stay as babies because they can't do a time skip for whatever reason, they tend to like make them like grow up very quickly. My favorite example is the Thundermans, actually, because the Thundermans does the new baby trope, but the baby is a baby for all of like 5 seconds and then grows into a toddler, and then like and then like a slightly older child, but still like clearly like smaller than everyone else, and just stays that way, and has the speech of an adult, because that's part of the comedy of lots of Nickelodeon shows, is, you know, kids saying adult things, as in like talking like adults, not like saying adult things like although the thing is Nickelodeon, so there's a bit of that too, but that's not what I mean. But yeah, just kind of like, it's like, oh yeah, well of course the family of superheroes, of course they age super quickly and then stay that way, and then they don't proceed to do that ever again. Of course that was a thing. It's like, come on, we all know what you're up to. We all know.
Our beautiful baby. She's my favorite. I can walk too, Mama.
And you can say more than just mama, actually. I can walk to mama. That's 5 words compared to Michi's 1. Aphmau's winning currently. Even though it's about to fall, but still. Which, by the way, giving babies sleeves that are that long on them, when they're about to, like, stand up, terrible idea. They're gonna fall and hit their heads.
Ha! What a stupid baby. And ugly, too. I can't believe she tried to walk. She's such a baby.
Kawaii-chan, don't say that in front of her. You are being mean.
Oh,
I mean, normally I would say the babies wouldn't understand, but actually, yeah, these ones very obviously do.
so sorry. It will never happen again.
Okay, good.
I am surprised that they chose Kawaii-chan for the role of the mother in this case. Like, yeah, okay, using Zack and Sylvana again would be too obvious. But actually, yeah, I'm surprised that there wasn't Michi in the mother role. Maybe it's because by this point, even though Zane and Michi had a date in the past, in quotes, this was firmly during the era of Zane-chan sailing as a ship, so maybe that's why the pairing was done the way that it was.
Then it's time for me to go to work.
Daddy leaving?
Yes, I have to go to work the
Still 3 words, not still less than 5. Aphmau still winning.
same day my kids are born.
There's a sad reality of paternity leave not being a thing most of the time. You know, it is crucial for like the parents to be around for like for both parents to be around if they are both parents are present, obviously, and alive and whatever. For the first weeks of a child's development. Because also, yeah, there's still a lot to do and get used to in terms of raising a new baby. So, yeah, I understand paternity leave. I think maternity leave started mostly because, like, the medical side, like a physical recovery and whatnot. So I get why people have reservations about paternity leave. But yeah, again, as someone who also, like I've said in the previous episode, that hates gender divides, yeah, another thing for me on that list. Beneath the all boys school and all girls schools, but not too far down the list that I don't have, that I just made up in my head right now.
All right, bye.
I thought he was going to teleport away, and that's how he got to work.
Bye!
Which, yeah, someone's got to walk up a hill every day to go to work. Yeah, I wish I could teleport.
Bye! Michi tired.
Okay, now we're up to 5 words. Okay. Michi tired.
Oh.
Which, by the way, Michi... Oh, I guess Mifwa, that's where, we get, like, the talking in third-person thing rather than, like, the I, which is what Aphmau said. Just, now in the modern context, that reminds me of like, the time where, the time where Kremi tries to teach Torbeck to speak in first person with, in Evantris, and it's like, that's a new association to the concept of third person. Back in the day it was Kawaii-chan, now it's all about Torbeck. Torbeck, when you talk, try saying I. Torbeck. He was, like, sophisticatedly enchanted at the time.
What a cute, perfect child! Shut up, annoying, ugly child. I hate for no reason. Go to bed.
That was, like, the only part of this that I remembered properly was, apart from, like, the learning to walk and such, was, like, the Kawaii-chan saying, shut up, hated child, a couple of times. And it's like, I mean... way to be even more on the nose than most of the other gacha videos were, but again, it's a satire, so, yeah.
Ugh, what did I do to deserve a child like that one?
The next
much.
day.
Interesting voice there for that.
Zane, come look at the babies! At them! They have hair growing on their hair!
Oh, that was a comment, by the way. The top comment was like, they have hair growing on their hair.
Where is it growing?
I mean, on their hair, apparently, which is very concerning.
Oh, look! Michi is so cute! She has beautiful purple hair!
And a still permanent eyebrow scowl, which is still concerning.
Aww, she has beautiful black hair.
Which has been collected into bunches that somehow, even though Aphmau definitely didn't apply that to herself, Right.
Oh, her hair is ugly.
Oh my god, Kawaii-chan, stop being so mean!
Sorry.
Aw, that was so sincere. A mother's love.
Yeah, most of the time the dads are the competent characters in the hated child videos, unless they also hate the child too. It depends on like the specific subcategory that we're in. But yeah, they do tend to take the mother at face value. Again, tying back to the whole Cinderella thing, where supposedly Cinderella's father never noticed the abuse that was going on, never like stood up for her.
Oops, looks like I better get going to work again. Bye!
All right, babies,
All right.
we're gonna go to the mall. Yay! Yay! Shut up, ugly child.
There it is again. Okay.
All right, time to get dressed. Here you go, Mitchie. Some comfy princess clothes for you to wear, my sweet child. I love more than any other kid.
Which, of course, she's able to put on for herself, I guess, rather than... Okay. It looks like a ballerina.
And here you go.
And yeah, I know that I should probably comment on like some of the outfits or something like that. I mean, this is like a low-key type of princess outfit. You know, not necessarily like the specific like version that I would have chosen, but you know, it's it's close enough.
Go, ugly child. Clothes. Be grateful.
I'm surprised she even had those, in all fairness. Like, you know, why would she have those like in supply? Unless you knew going into buying baby clothes that she was going to have a child that she hated, which I don't believe was the case, but I could be wrong.
Thank you? Not even a thank you? Wow,
What?
just what I expect from a stupid kid who's only 2 days old. All right, we're going to the mall now.
I just rewatched all of the Aphmau Storytime videos, like the 5 like Minecraft Storytimes that she did with like their Sky Media group. And yeah, like the last bit of there, but it's only been 2 days, but I'm a man now. Just reminds me of that.
All right, here we are at the mall. Now, Mitchie, you can pick anything you want to wear. Yay!
And you can walk off on your own unsupervised, I guess, as a 2-day-old child that can walk and talk.
I want that one. Give me expensive things.
And she knows what the word expensive is, despite the fact that she hasn't been told what money is yet. And she just got those clothes right now, which, again, now that saying that feels interesting. I was like, oh yeah, put on these clothes, we'll go get you more clothes.
Okay,
Now it's just even more like a ballerina.
that will be $55,100.
Only the
55,100. That's 55 million for people who can track. Well, no, sorry, it's 5,500,000. My bad.
best for my special girl.
Wait, this is for your kid?
Yes, because
Well, it's child-sized, so of course it's for a kid, right? Who else is gonna wear something that's that small?
she is the best and deserves the best.
Wow, what a spoiled brat that Pearl Hair one is.
Did you not get a clue from saying give me expensive thing?
I know.
What about for your other daughter?
Get her a trash bag.
What? That's not very nice.
Also not on sale, I would presume.
Customer is always right.
Honestly, you could just say it wasn't like on sale, but sure. This actually does lead into the other part of this video that I remember, by the way, and I really do like that Aphmau took a moment to make this. Like, I know it's like to make this happen. I know that this is mostly like a parody thing. Everything is played for laughs in this video, except for this next scene, I think. That might be why it stands out to me so much.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Just know that you're very beautiful.
There we go. That's it. That was the entire bit there. Like that I like when like a sincere moment interrupts comedy, you know, to make it stand out a bit more. Again, I guess why I went the dramedy option. But yeah, that was really sweet. And it's great when like not everyone hates the child. Like I know that sometimes sometimes like the celebrities aren't like the ones that hate them, and ultimately I know that the person who made a bigger deal out of everyone being hated was actually me, and I guess LDShadowLady as well. But But it is nice to see that, you know, outside of a toxic sphere, it's not the case like everyone having to hate them because just to like exacerbate the point.
Alright, because you use logic on me and I have no free will of my own, your daughter now has a very nice trash bag!
And of course, you got to offset with a joke immediately afterwards because we're in a Marvel movie now.
Take that, hated child!
Yep, again, literally calls a hated child. I remember that from the video.
That's actually really not very nice.
Whatever, why do you care? She's my kid and I'm
And you have no free will, as you've said yourself.
taking care of her, so bye!
This was before Bye Felicia was a thing, I think.
I feel like I should really report that mother.
Nah.
Nah, I'm just a
There it
store
is.
lady in the story.
Alright, now we're going to the hair salon! Alright, Mitchie first, be sure to make it pretty!
Got it.
Again, unrecognizable character. I've mentioned this last episode how the principal was a different character we had never seen before, rather than somebody like Principal Chad or Principal Layla. And yet, here we have the credits for everyone here, and yeah, you'll notice that like everyone, it was like recognizable Aphmau characters except for I guess Knight, who hasn't appeared yet. But everyone else you can say like, okay, these are clearly not this store person. So, you know, who are these people and why are they not in the credits?
Perfect! Now, Aphmau, but make hers
Still the
ugly.
scowl.
I can't do that.
Customer is always right.
I'm sorry, but you are beautiful.
Not as effective as the previous bits, but you know. I'm questioning how you've managed to do that. It seems like she's got more hair now than she started off with.
Take that, hated child. I am winning.
Excuse me?
Are you bipolar? I'm by winning. Win here, win there, win everywhere. Where? Sorry, I had to.
What?
Shut up and let me pay you. All right, we're gonna
win
leave.
everything,
Bye.
Right every single wrong.
All right, I'm gonna get us food. You two stay here and I'll be back. Ow!
Okay, this is a time where yeah, this is where the sister comes in. Because honestly, up until this point, like the sisters sometimes like come across as like oblivious to the differences, because obviously like children are naturally self-centered, especially like in their very early development phases. So you're gonna not notice. But yeah, now it seems like okay, well now I'm just gonna emulate my mother and you know pick on you because I guess that's what I guess that is the status quo.
Take that! Stop being mean to me, sis! Make me!
And there we go.
Ow! I'm so sorry! No, now I will teach you a lesson!
Honestly, okay, first of all, I'm going to the Northern Eye for a second. I was going to say, first of all, I thought she was going to, you know, do the whole thing of like, oh, wow, she hit me, you know, I am wounded, woe is me, you know, pity me, mother, and then she's going to get, like, punished or something, I thought, but, I guess no, she's going to bring out a knife instead. She's going to go the Henry Bowers method instead. Where she got that from is anyone's guess. Maybe that was just part of the outfit, it was in the clothes. That's probably a very expensive knife if that's the case. Probably worth like one of the millions that's in there.
What are you?
Again, why that sound effect of all things? It doesn't seem like it matches with even the parody tone of this.
Oh no! I'm back and I have.
But also, yeah, this is questionable. And wow, is that an actual pool of blood underneath her? Like, yeah, like that. First of all, kudos to Aphmau for actually having the character slash the part of the body that corresponds to where the injury was that they would be applied, rather than the thing back in the day of like, oh, I've been punched in like the chest or stomach. My face has got gash wounds now that everyone used to do. No, she actually managed to pull this off. But also, yeah, not on top of that, pool of blood behind. Which probably should be in front now I think about it because of the way that the face is falling, but it's still, my goodness.
Ice? Oh my god, what happened? Aphmau stabbed me.
It's actually trickling. Wow. I mean, I was talking about aesthetic prints earlier on, but yeah, this is what aesthetic prints would do as well. Just have a trail of blood. Yeah. I bet the only reason we didn't have that in Nightmare Day because it'd be too easy to like, trace and analyze.
No, I didn't! Oh my god!
She's still smiling as she's losing blood. I feel like even if you framed somebody, you would still be in pain from your face having those gashes.
Aphmau, you are horrible!
And you stepped in blood and on your child's hand.
That night,
These transitions. I like the time cards, honestly. That's a good aesthetic to have for them.
Dad,
I heard what happened, Aphmau.
I didn't do it! Michi framed me!
I know.
I guess she knows all these words now. Like, just ignoring the fact that they have speech after 2 days.
I've known you long enough to know you wouldn't lie.
I've known you for all 48 hours comprising of your existence. I know that you wouldn't lie.
I just wanted to let you know I don't hate you.
You don't?
No, your mother and sister do. And
Yeah, normally at this point is where the father dies in the story. I forget if that part also happens in this. Because I feel probably people got mad if Zane died even in this. But we'll see.
for no reason, which is obviously. I let them get away with it. But not.
Oh, maybe that's just gonna like divorce him instead. Okay, that also happens sometimes. Although in some of those hated child videos where like the mother divorces the father, weirdly enough she doesn't. She also still claims custody. And yes, I know people are gonna say like, oh yeah, well custody battles, favor the woman most of the time. Yes, but why would she then claim and file for custody in the first place? Or, dispute that if she hates the child so much. But yeah.
Not anymore. I will make sure your mom isn't a bitch anymore.
I mean, good, words a teacher, especially you said that before, but okay. Also, different dog. He gets like a lower dog. I guess the senses are like adapted to each of the people like expressing them, maybe?
You're the best, Dad!
Like if one of the children swore that they would get like a puppy, maybe?
Now get
Would they get Gabe? Would they get like Gabe's famous bark?
some sleep. Tomorrow I am taking you to Disney World.
Yay!
Okay, sure. You'll one day get married there.
the next morning,
Which, yeah, that actually happened, by the way. Aphmau got married at Disney World. I don't know if people knew that.
Huh? What was that?
Okay, this I don't remember.
What's going on? Your dad is dead and we are moving.
Okay, so wait, so that scream was Zane? Why was that the scream? Like, Keston is known for screaming, especially nowadays in modern Aphmau, but he still was back in the day. So, why would you have that be the scream that he gives off?
And you're ugly. Oh. Okay.
It's like, oh, my dad is dead. Oh, okay then. Yeah, sure. All right. Very nonchalant for... I know she's like 3 days old now and she's not got a concept of mortality yet. But like, wow. Wow.
many years later, when the girls all grown up and in high school.
All right.
Yeah, and this is also what happens a lot of the time, again, depending on like when the father dies, it's always been, yeah. I guess you're still wearing presumed trash bags instead of school uniforms.
You two girls go to school. But I didn't get breakfast. Too bad. Hi, other popular girls. My name is Michi and
I guess they're not like new. Well, no, she's introducing herself. She's saying, "Other popular girls, my name is Michi," which again implies that she assumed she was going to be popular automatically.
beautiful. And my sister behind me is ugly and needs no introduction.
Wow, that's rude. You are spoiled. I like your sister better.
Yeah.
I like your sister who hasn't said a word yet. She could be worse, but I like her better automatically. By the way, I like the fact that Kim is one of the popular girls now. Because if people remember, the law around Kim is that in high school, she was anything but that. And this new like highlights and like reinvention of herself, you know, after she, to quote Gareth, got hot, is a different altered look. Minus the glasses, because she had the glasses back in high school and didn't, you know, in the season 3.5 onwards design of her. So yeah, I guess this is like meant to be like a hybrid version of Kim, maybe. I don't know. Seems slightly strange because when we actually got to see Kim in Phoenix Job High briefly, she was in her like old form. Usually Aphmau keeps that consistent, but then again, this is a whole new gacha world, so maybe the lore was never meant to last. Also, we have the Emily approved hair accessories for Kim as well, so I'm sure that will go appreciated once this video goes up.
Hi, Trash Girl. What's your name?
Oh, and Ivy's now fading in the background because I guess she wasn't important enough to be to have an opinion in this scene.
Aphmau?
Wanna be friends?
Yeah, we are friends.
I can't believe
I'm verbally confirming we are friends. We are friends.
this. She gets all the attention. Hey, wanna be my friend and bully my sister and her friends?
Do I?
I guess she wasn't friends with the other popular girls before that. Great. It's like, oh yeah, want to be friends? Yeah, fantastic. Let's stand further apart from each other than we were depicted as just a second ago. Which, by the way, I have to compliment this. By the way, because a lot of people miss out on the idea when they film like everything in one go in gacha. They miss out on the idea of like the different like layers of like in rows. This is something that I played around with in Aphmau Academy, but then also Mutant Girl Season 3. Where you have many characters standing like in a line together, but when you cut to like a perspective of them, I actually remove them at the front, so that the camera is presumably like, you know, in between them, or at least that's the assumption that is made. In People Above, I tried the same thing, but with like a shadow. So yeah, but yeah, and yeah, we saw that Aphmau did like there's the same thing here. If we go back for a second, not only do we have like the fade,
Yeah,
in animation doesn't usually happen.
we're friends.
Everyone's still on frame here.
I can't believe this. She gets all the attention.
Yeah, so now she walks back and knows that she's gonna like the Ivy is behind Caitlyn right now, being blocked by Caitlyn.
Hey!
And yet here we are now, which by the way, they're still a bit further apart than I would have thought of each other, but yeah, like Caitlyn's gone from the frame because she's been removed. That's one like editing technique people miss out on when they try to do camera angles. They think like, oh well, it's, you know, someone's in the way, I can't do this thing. It's like, well, I mean, you just have to, you know, work around it. In this case, less is literally more.
Wanna be my friend and bully my sister and her friends?
Do I?
Did Michi just lift two people in the air and throw them? Wow. I mean, I know she's going to copy that move from her mother, but still. Her mother was never said to be that strong.
Oh, it's time for transformation class.
And this is a point that I brought up in a few episodes ago about transformation class and how this is actually, I feel like, one of the most misused or, you know, missed opportunities in gacha as a whole. Because the idea of a transformation class, well, you'll see in a second what I mean.
All right, it's time for transformation time, which means we're going to find out if you're cool or not. Ivy,
Okay.
you are first.
All right.
It's not really much of a class as much of it is like a demonstration. This feels like show and tell almost.
Okay, a fairy. That's very common. Gareth, next.
He's cute.
Fantastic. No notes there. Great.
Okay,
He's already blonde, so can't go Super Saiyan, but Demon.
Demon,
Yeah.
that's pretty rare. Next, Michi.
I got this.
I don't like the fact that she's just like, oh, it's pretty rare that doesn't flinch. Typical teacher, honestly. And she's already, I was like she's already a Mifwa, but yeah, I guess Mifwa kind of like bypasses that as like one of the default species. That's her base form. Now she's a catgirl fairy, which sounds like Vin's worst nightmare.
Super basic, but whatever.
I'm a stupid.
I like her saying common, but rather than become super basic. And I guess now she's transformed back.
Fairy?
I mean, Not anymore, you're not.
This is all I get, but I'm the best!
Aphmau
Again, well, you know what, I'll
next.
get to this. Yeah, like, think about this idea. Like, this is fascinating. Like, this idea that everyone has, like, an inherent transformation that is, like, buried inside of them, that possibly is tied to like, some sort of, like, magic system, or is, like, you know, to do with their personalities. I feel like it's more like a magic system, because they're not, like, based on genetics. As you're going to see right now, Michi's sister, in this case, Aphmau, does not have the same thing. So there must be something else that dictates that in this particular instance. And it's essentially kind of like luck of the draw. And that intrigues me a lot, because that kind of, you know, has like implications for like a whole entire society. You think about like what each of the people can do, you know, what it like means for them, or their perception of themselves, whether or not they hate that, whether or not they like that, what kind of things they'll have to learn about themselves, just a bunch of things. And it's only ever I only ever see this really like at the rare occasion in the hated child videos. I never see something like this. But the closest we get is stuff like, you know, different types of like mages, or, you know, magic users in other shows, like in terms of like, you know, like the Magical Academy ones, or like the Green Knight or stuff like that, where you have like this idea of people like having like different access, different magics, but it doesn't necessarily manifest in like these different forms that they might have. That's the difference for me, actually. It becomes part of your physical being as well as like something that you can hide, but very much seems like that's something that you probably shouldn't, or feels like something that people would want to try to really embrace. And that's another question: what does happen if you had a transformation form? Does it go out of control? In Supernatural Academy, for example, the Netflix series, you know, you've got to, you know, let your wolf run, or whatever transformation whatever kind of like shifter you are, you have to let your animal free. So yeah, again, there's like a myriad of possibilities that never get tapped into, unfortunately, and I would love to see that for you know, a series. I'm really considering making that my first Chubimation thing, because I'm thinking I will make a separate channel for a Chubimation series and not have it tied to the Butterverse, for that very reason, because there's some stuff that you can't really explore in the Butterverse that I would love to see, or I'll have to, like, you know, venture into, but my own rules prevent me from doing so. But yeah, that's just food for thought, you know, as far as that goes later. If anyone has any ideas about that, you know, let me know in the comments or in my DMs or something. Anyway, the point this time is this.
Whoa! Super rare transform into angel! That is super rare! I need to let the queen know right now!
Yeah, this is the part that I don't like about the transformation stuff, where it's like, oh yeah, main character has the rarest transformation of all. That part I probably won't do for this, because first of all, you know, it's kind of like ties like, oh yeah, the chosen one trope, and I much prefer if people like work within like their limitations of their own physicalities rather than have some like predetermined destiny attached to them type of thing. But yeah, if you are into like the chosen one idea, then this is the way that you could do a transformation thing for yourself. But again, you have to establish like why that's rare, what that means, you know, or I guess like even how it's like passed down, because this seems to the way that they do it in Hated Child is a bit strange, because
Not fair! I'm better than you, ugly sister!
also, like, our hair is finally fixed too.
Here,
There's the knight,
I have the angel!
Come with
and see, the knight gets a credit.
me, miss. You are actually very important.
Later at the castle.
Wait, what's going on?
Now you ask what's going on? You've been led to a castle, and like presumably, you know, had like a journey to get here, and you're halfway there to your destination, and you now decide to ask why and what's going on?
A long time ago, the queen, who is also a super rare angel too, had a set of twins, a daughter and another daughter. They
That was, you could have just said two daughters, but sure.
were happy. But then, one day, someone came in and took one of the daughters from the queen before the baby was born. The king and queen were saddened. Then, they forgot they had a child for a long time.
And yes, the explanation in like Hated Child videos is normally this quick. That's why I'm not complaining this time.
It was only recently did the Queen remember she had another child.
Wow, the Queen is kind of dumb.
And that other child would be the super, ultra rare, and powerful angel. And that is you.
Again, powerful. What powers? We ever see any powers?
No way!
Yes.
Wow, I'm the chosen one. Fantastic. Right, gonna prepare for my mental trauma. Alright.
This way. Please come this way to the Queen.
10
Please come this way, the same way that we were going a second ago.
seconds later.
My Queen! I have brought you your long-lost
Of course,
daughter.
Lucinda's the Queen.
My princess baby!
Mom!
I am so
What?
glad I found you!
It's like,
God,
okay,
I
I
had
don't
a-
know how she says, like, I'm saying what to the idea, like, she says mum immediately. That feels like it would take a little bit longer.
Daughter that was super rare, ultra mega plus ultra child angel.
I like the plus ultra. Also, I just realized there's a picture of the Mona Lisa in the background there as, like, a bear or something. Like, a different face. Is that, like, in actual gacha? Because I've never seen that before.
Oh,
Mom, I missed you!
I missed you, even though I didn't know you existed until now, but I obviously missed you, clearly. Yeah.
You too. I know where you've been, and I know that your other mom was mean to you. So, I brought her here to answer for her crimes. But here, let me introduce you to your twin sister.
Okay. And this is where Aphmau goes off the rails. This is not part of, like, other hated chovers, I don't think.
Yes!
Dad? You were my sister all along?
Yes. When your other mom killed me, I died and left you alone. Didn't want to tell you because I thought you would hate me.
I thought you would hate me after after you also asked if I hated you in the scene where, we're talking about the hatred for no reason. That's a 2-day-old, and yeah. Great. Also, we're twins, but I was a fully grown adult this whole time, yeah.
Never going to work. I was being the sister of our mom.
It all makes sense!
Come, my
Of course
daughters.
it does.
We are going to punish the mom.
10 seconds later.
I am so sorry!
It took 10 seconds to get to the dungeon. Did they? I guess the Queen can teleport. That's one of those rare angel powers.
Give us! Once my sister takes me back, I will rule the kingdom.
You are going to the dungeon forever. Finally, I can live together with my daughters.
I have a confession. I'm actually a boy.
What?
Well, I guess the legend was immediately wrong.
Didn't want to tell you because I thought you'd hate me.
But you would hate
But
me. Yeah.
Not
yeah,
only
okay.
that, I am Aphmau's dad.
Sis? What?
Didn't we just go over this?
This whole time.
Yes.
Giving some real Oedipus vibes here, which I don't like.
Yeah, this totally makes sense. Yeah, this is a really good twist going on here. Like, I really like this.
Which I guess means that, this was the death of Zane-chan in this world. I guess my comment before about people being mad about Zane-chan being separated was incorrect. Okay.
I can get into it, yeah.
Yeah, I can get behind that. That's pretty cool. My sister is my dad, who's also my dad, who is my sister. Cool.
That feels like a gacha title, so yeah. I actually never got out of the trash bag in the end. Okay. Your father, the Black Panther, is your father? Okay, I'm not gonna preamble too much because I need to set up the stream. I'm already over half an hour late to that because of this video. So I would just say yeah, this surprised me in many places, and I feel like this one, as far as the twists go towards the end, it kind of emphasizes a point that I don't see talked about too often with hated child videos, where they seem to follow a specific course or something, but then the way that they exit the cycle of hatred doesn't really seem to work. I think that might be why I did away with that, and why I never had the cycle of hatred being broken for my hated child. mostly because also it was actually self-induced, not rather than than this. But yeah, they always find like some like very strange ways to get around it. Be like, like, this is a corner I've put myself in. I know they can all transform now, which is why I guess we don't see the transformations happen before this point. There's never like foreshadowed in any of these. But yeah, really would love to see that. It's been in the back of my head for 5 years actually, in at different times. So yeah, I definitely consider that for Funimation. But yeah, as far as this episode goes, more pros and cons. Yeah, again, you can see how there's very like subtle editing techniques. Even though I didn't pick up on some of these back in the day when I was being like, oh wow, you can do these things in gacha. Like, yes, I was looking out for them to see like what was just marvel at what was even possible, but some of the more subtle stuff I wouldn't have noticed until like way later. I do wonder about that actually. About like your experience, the people watching, as with Gacha Review, because obviously some of you are like prolific editors in your own right. Other people are casual Gacha enjoyers. Other people are at the beginning of their editing journey. And I do wonder whether or not the stuff that I point out as far as like editing techniques goes, whether or not some of them you actually would have noticed without Gacha Review, or you would have actually seen and it was incredibly obvious. Because I do think about that sometimes, whether or not I'm being too obvious in my commentary. Because obviously analyzing and pointing out the obvious stuff is kind of comes with the territory, but it really depends. Sometimes I'm filling in silence, admittedly, because I don't want to play the video for too long and not say anything. That doesn't sit right with me as far as reactions go. I need to like even make a joke or say something, or I don't know. But yeah, I have questions about that, and fitting enough, I don't have too many questions about this video because again, you can see that at the end it was intentionally being like, okay, we're just gonna put this to like, I don't know, 5 layers of Google Translate and see what it spits out. That's what it feels like, basically. My goodness. But yeah, happy times, fun times, and now it's time to go. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. Subscribe to us already. Oh, one thing about this. So comparing this to the LDShadowLady version, this is a far more successful parody, I think, because it doesn't feel like it's stooping to the level of the other ones. Because obviously not trying to blend in, I suppose. Maybe that's also why that's the case. But yeah, I prefer this one over the LDShadowLady one. I forgot to mention that. Okay, now for real. On that note, until next time, farewell.